Duotel English.
where every story teaches you English.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Duotel English. I am Marcus, and today we are tackling the number one goal that almost every English learner shares, the goal of speaking English better, more fluently, more confidently, more naturally, more like yourself, just in English.
And I am Lena, and I love that phrase, more like yourself, just in English, because that is the most precise description of what English speaking improvement really means. Not sounding like a native speaker, not having a perfect accent, being able to say what you think, what you feel, and what you mean in a way that sounds like you. Natural, clear, genuine, confident.
And the challenge is that most people approach speaking improvement in ways almost guaranteed not to work. They study grammar instead of speaking. They listen without producing. They wait until they feel ready. They practice perfect, isolated sentences instead of messy, real conversations. And then they wonder why speaking does not improve despite all the studying.
Today, episode 33, we replace all of that with practical, proven, immediately actionable strategies. Real strategies, not theory. Specific, concrete, daily practices you can start today, right after this episode ends. We upload every single day. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Ready, Marcus?
Ready. Let us speak.
Marcus, why is speaking so different from all the other language skills?
Because speaking is the only language skill that happens in real time. When you read, you can slow down. When you write, you can revise. Even listening has some flexibility. But speaking happens now, this second, and the world is watching. And you cannot draft and revise. You just have to go.
And that real-time pressure activates the brain's threat response, the system that evolved to protect us from danger. Faced with the perceived threat of social judgment, the brain diverts resources from language centers to survival systems. And the vocabulary you know, the grammar you have studied, all of it becomes harder to access because the part that stores it is competing with the part that is panicking.
That's why speaking freezes happen, not because you forgot the language, but because your brain temporarily prioritized safety over communication. And the solution is not to know more English. The solution is to reduce the perceived threat level of speaking English, to make it feel less dangerous, more like something you do rather than something you perform.
Today's story, Yasmin. She's 27 years old from Turkey, a marketing professional whose new role requires regular video calls with English-speaking colleagues in the US and UK. Her written English is good. Her reading comprehension is excellent. She has studied English for 17 years.
And yet, in those video calls, she becomes a different person. Her vocabulary shrinks, her sentences shorten. She loses her wit, her warmth, her professional confidence. She sounds, she says, like a robot, a very polite, very limited robot.
The Turkish Yasmin is funny and direct and insightful and quick. The English Yasmin is correct and careful and slow and flat. And that gap, that diminished version of herself, is something she finds genuinely painful.
Yasmin identifies three specific problems. 1, she thinks in Turkish first and translates. 2, she has almost never practiced speaking out loud. 3, she avoids speaking situations because they feel high stakes, which means she gets fewer practice opportunities, which means her speaking does not improve, which means the situations feel more high stakes, a self-reinforcing loop of avoidance.
And her approach to each problem was specific and practical. For problem 1, she starts narrating her daily life in English out loud. I'm making coffee. The morning light is coming through the window. I'm a little tired today, but I have a call at 10. Not translation, direct English thought. For problem 2, shadow speaking daily for 5 minutes. For problem 3, deliberately seeking out lower stakes speaking situations.
Lower stakes situations. She speaks English to a shopkeeper on a trip to London. She joins an online language exchange. She starts leaving voice notes in English to a friend who's also learning. She practices her upcoming work calls out loud, alone, the night before, saying the key things she needs to say until they feel natural.
6 months later, Yasmin is on a video call with her American colleagues. A colleague makes a joke, and Yasmin laughs. And then, without planning it, without translating, she responds with a joke of her own, in English, spontaneously. Her own wit, her own humor, in English.
And the colleague laughs, and the call continues, and Yasmin realizes the English Yasmin and the Turkish Yasmin are finally the same person. Not completely, not in every situation, but in that moment she was fully herself in English. And that's what speaking improvement actually leads to. Your English, the language that carries your whole personality.
10 strategies for improving English speaking. Strategy 1. Speak from day one, not after you feel ready. Today. Even with what you have, every day you don't speak is a day the speaking gap grows wider. Every day you do speak, however imperfectly, it narrows.
Strategy 2. Shadow speak daily. 30 to 60 seconds of any natural English audio. Follow it half a second behind, out loud, imitating the rhythm, the pace, the sound, not just the words, the music of the language. 5 minutes every day. Noticeable improvement within weeks.
Strategy 3. Record yourself speaking. The most uncomfortable strategy and the most revealing. Most people have never heard themselves speak English. Their self-assessment is usually more negative than reality. Recording reveals the truth. Where do you pause most? Where do you search for words? What sounds better than you expected? Specific, actionable information. Targeted improvement.
Strategy 4. Expand your comfort zone gradually, not from zero to a presentation. Start with the smallest, lowest stakes speaking you can do. A voice note to a friend, a sentence in an English online community. Gradually expand as confidence builds. Always at the edge, always slightly uncomfortable, but never overwhelmingly so.
Strategy 5. Learn chunks, not just individual words. Nice to meet you. How are you holding up? Let me know if you need anything. That makes sense. Chunks remove the need to construct every sentence word by word. You retrieve the whole pattern as one unit, and your speaking sounds natural and fluent, not because you're constructing grammar in real time, because you've stored the pattern whole.
Strategy 6. Use English filler words and phrases. Well, actually, let me think. That's a good question. So, basically, these are not flaws, they're features. They signal engagement, authenticity, and real-time thinking. Using them naturally instead of going silent while you think makes your English sound dramatically more fluent even when you're searching for a word.
Strategy 7. Find a speaking partner or community. Solo practice is valuable, but not the same as speaking with another person. The cognitive load is higher. The unpredictability is real. Online language exchanges teach your brain to manage simultaneous listening, thinking, and speaking, which is what real conversation requires.
Strategy 8. Practice the conversations you actually need. Your work presentation, your job interview, your travel situation. Identify the 5 or 10 English conversations most important to your life and practice those specifically, out loud, alone, many times. Practiced conversations are dramatically easier than unpracticed ones.
Strategy 9. Don't correct yourself mid-sentence. The internal editor destroys flow. It signals that grammar is more important than the message. The strategy: complete the sentence. Even if it's wrong, get to the end. Keep the meaning moving. Grammar is a vehicle for meaning. When the vehicle gets in the way of the meaning, something has gone wrong.
Strategy 10. Celebrate your speaking wins. Every time you say something you couldn't have said before, every time you find the right word without searching, every time a conversation flows naturally, acknowledge it, honestly. I said that. That was good. I'm getting better. That's true. And truth builds the foundation of speaking confidence over time.
The speaking confidence loop. Speak. The conversation does not collapse. Brain updates. That was okay. Threat level reduces. Next speaking opportunity feels less threatening. You take it. The conversation does not collapse again. The loop turns. Each survived speaking moment reduces the threat level and raises the confidence. The entire strategy: start the positive loop. Take one speaking opportunity today, a small one, survive it, and keep the loop turning in the right direction.
Common mistakes and fixes. Mistake 1. Speaking too slowly from overchecking. Fix. Practice at a pace that forces you to keep moving. Shadow faster content. Set a timer and speak for 30 seconds without stopping. Fluency is a rhythm. You learn rhythm by practicing at rhythm.
Mistake 2. Using the same basic vocabulary from fear of using new words incorrectly. Fix. Deliberately use one new word per conversation, even if it comes out slightly wrong. The word in a real sentence, even imperfectly, is worth 10 words studied in a list. Mistake 3. Going silent and you don't know a word instead of describing around it. Fix. Practice the describing around technique, the thing you use to, the object that does. Find your way to the meaning with what you have. Description is not a workaround, it's advanced communication.
Mistake 4. Apologizing constantly for your English. I'm sorry my English is not very good. Stop. Every apology signals, don't trust what I'm saying. It undermines your credibility before you make your point. If your English is understood, it's good enough. You have the right to speak English. Use it without apologizing.
Mistake 5. Only practicing in formal, prepared situations. Fix. Practice informally. Informality is where fluency actually lives. Spontaneous, unscripted, unplanned exchanges, where the unexpected happens and you handle it with the English.
Word expert. 12 speaking and fluency vocabulary words. Word 1. Articulate. Able to express ideas clearly and fluently in speech. She was always articulate in her native language, but becoming equally articulate in English took years. Say it. I am becoming more articulate in English every day.
Word 2. Eloquent. Fluent, persuasive, and beautifully expressive in speech. Higher than articulate suggests particularly effective or moving expression. Her closing statement was so eloquent that the entire room was silent. Say it. I want to become more eloquent in English.
Word 3. Enunciate. To pronounce words clearly and distinctly. She asked him to enunciate more clearly because he was running his words together. Say it. I enunciate clearly so people can understand me.
Word 4. Spontaneous. Natural, unplanned, and immediate, arising from the moment. Her biggest goal was to be spontaneous in English, to respond naturally without needing to prepare. Say it. I am becoming more spontaneous in English every week.
Word 5. Hesitation. A moment of uncertainty before speaking. He noticed his hesitations were becoming shorter as his English improved. Say it. My hesitations are getting shorter because I practice every day.
Word 6. Paraphrase. To express the same idea in different words. When she could not find the exact word, she paraphrased, describing what it meant. Say it. I paraphrase when I cannot find the exact word.
Word 7. Colloquial. Informal language used in ordinary spoken conversation. Her textbook English was correct, but her colloquial English was still developing. Say it. I am developing my colloquial English through daily practice.
Word 8. Cadence. The rhythm and flow of speech. What made her English sound natural was not just vocabulary but her cadence. Say it. I practice shadowing to develop a natural English cadence.
Word 9. Register. The level of formality or informality of language. One of the most important speaking skills is adjusting your register to match the situation. Say it. I adjust my register depending on whether I am at work or with friends.
Word 10. Verbal filler. A sound or word used to fill pauses while thinking. Learning to use natural English verbal fillers makes speaking sound significantly more fluent. Say it. I use verbal fillers naturally to keep my speech flowing.
Word 11. Self-expression. The ability to communicate your thoughts, feelings, and personality through language. Her ultimate goal was self-expression in English, to be fully herself in the language. Say it. Every day I get better at self-expression in English.
Word 12. Fluency. The ability to speak smoothly, accurately, and naturally with appropriate pace, vocabulary, and grammar without significant hesitation. Fluency is not perfection. It is the ability to communicate fully and naturally, to be yourself in the language. Say it. I am working toward real English fluency every single day.
Shadowing practice. Repeat after me 3 times each. I speak English every day, even imperfectly, because practice is the only path. Say it. I do not wait until I feel ready. I speak, and readiness comes from speaking. Say it. When I cannot find a word, I describe around it and keep the conversation moving. Say it. I shadow English content every morning to train my pace and natural sound. Say it. I am building my speaking confidence through small, daily brave choices. Say it. I use English filler phrases to keep my speech flowing while I think. Say it. I celebrate every speaking win because every win builds the next one. Say it. I record myself speaking to hear where I can improve and where I am already good. Say it. Every time I open my mouth and try, my English gets better. Say it. I am not perfect, I am consistent, and consistent is what leads to fluent. Say it. I practice the specific conversations I need out loud until they feel natural. Say it. Every day I speak English, I am becoming more myself in this language. Say it.
That's episode 33. Our question: what is one speaking challenge you are going to work on this week? Write it in English in the comments. One specific challenge, 1 week. We read every comment and reply every day. We upload every day. Episode 34 tomorrow. Daily routines in English. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Go speak. Even just one sentence. Go. Bye, Lena.
Bye, Marcus. Bye, everyone. Open your mouth. Say something. Anything. In English. Right now. That's the whole strategy. Bye.